And the associated suffering that the disease called diabetes was about to bring you is gone. Because you've traded that suffering with this suffering to get up 4 or 5 in the morning and do abhyasas, make your body active, sweat out the toxins from your system. And the quota of suffering that's given to you gets dissolved. You understand what I'm saying? This is how you can choose your suffering. In Hindi we call it, आप अपने कष्ट चुन सकते हो. कष्ट तो भुगतने ही होंगे, वो कोटा है आपका. You have to go through all of your suffering. That's the given quota that you have. But you can choose what suffering you want to go through. We just talked about the way karmas play out. We all come on this earth. Please, for all of you, understand this carefully today. Why have we taken birth in this incarnation? Largely 2 things. Number 1, to play out a lot of karmic debt that we are carrying on us. And while these karmic debts are being played out, we learn our lessons. What are these lessons? These are lessons of love and compassion and maitri and joyfulness and equanimity. These are largely 2 reasons why you've taken this incarnation, and if you fulfill both of these, the 3rd reason starts to get cultivated in your life automatically, and the 3rd reason is final awakening, ultimate liberation. But for that to happen, the first 2 needs to be really played out well, which is clearing of the karmic load and learning my lessons. I'm repeating, what are the lessons? Lessons are of maitri, of love and compassion, of living in acceptance and joyfulness, and of living in equanimity in all seasons, not complaining. Because this life is circular, Chakra, Vartul. Duhkh comes, Sukh comes. Sukh goes, Duhkh comes. Then again Sukh comes. It's a cycle. Day comes, evening comes, night comes, again day comes. It's a cycle. Everything here is a cycle, and so are your Sukha and Dukkha, your pains and pleasures. All cycles. Your suffering and Ananda, cycle. These are some of the lessons that we are here to learn in this incarnation. Now, based on our karmic load, we get in certain situations are thrown at us. So like now, your situation, a certain kind of struggle. In somebody else's life, there is some other kind of struggle. Your struggle is to take care of your bipolar daughter. Somebody's struggle is to live in a toxic relationship. Somebody's struggle is not finding the job that I think I deserve. Somebody's struggle is I am doing so much effort but the results are not coming. Somebody's struggle is health crisis. Please understand. Every life is given a certain quota of struggles. Now I'm entering into something extremely important for all of you. Based on your karmic debt, every human being is allocated a certain quota of suffering. Okay? The form and the intensity of this suffering is different for different human beings based on the karmic quota. And so every human life is also given a certain quota of happiness. situational happiness. I'm using the word joyfulness here. I'm not using the word ananda. Please make a distinction of this. There's a quota of your suffering. There's a quota of your joyfulness. Ananda lives outside of this framework. Since the question is about suffering, let me talk about that. Let's say somebody is given the quota of suffering. Let's put a numerical value there as 100. You have to suffer 100, let's say. And you've been given a certain situation. Correct? In that situation, this 100 is getting utilized. Your suffering is getting reduced. You may not be able to see this, but the maths is working. The ganit, the mathematics of it is working at the back end. But now you have a choice. And that's why human life is phenomenally great. You've got a choice. You can trade this 100 suffering for certain other suffering that you can choose on yourself. What is Gurudev saying in this? Meaning, let's say you go out in the summer, in the winter, when the outside situation is not very comfortable, and you go out and you start to do seva for the people who need your service. It's a suffering for you to get out from the comfort of your house and go on the streets and do some seva for some unknown people. It's a suffering. It's a suffering to the body, and you have to break a lot of mental barriers to do that. It's a suffering. But please understand, your quota is 100. You're trading the given situational suffering with some other suffering. You understand what I'm saying? We call it kashta in Hindi. You can trade off your kashtas like that. And if you do that, this 100 quota based on this situation that you have right now in your life starts to get dissolved very, very quickly. Do you really understand what I'm saying? So, today I'm giving you the deepest possible understanding of astrological science. This is how your grahas, your astrological charts also work. But the problem is, we don't understand this, and hence we don't go out and do something to cut this suffering. You follow? We get so associated and attached to this suffering that we don't do anything to substitute that. And if you don't do anything, all the 100 quota will get cleared in this situation only. To give you a more easy example to understand, let's say somebody's got a disease, let's call it diabetes, part of the suffering that you have to go through. Now you have a choice. Either you be diabetic and suffer the consequences of that and cut down the quota of your suffering that's given to you. You just suffer with it. Or you can trade off this suffering with another suffering. And what is the other suffering? Because diabetes will make you lethargic. It will make you lethargic in body, mind, both. You take on a suffering on yourself and you say, no, I am going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I am going to do my strength training. I am going to do my Namo Abhyas Sadhana. I am going to do for my run. I am going to sweat this body a lot. Now, it is not your natural tendency to do that, let's say. You're breaking your comfort zone and you are taking this suffering of sweating. See, sweating in a gym or running is a suffering at one level. Your body is suffering. You want to just lie down in the bed, switch on your AC, enjoy. It's too hot, too much heat outside. But you take it on yourself. And if you start to do that, your diabetes will start to disappear. You understand what I'm saying? And the associated suffering that the disease called diabetes was about to bring you is gone. Because you've traded that suffering with this suffering to get up 4:05 in the morning and do abhyasas, make your body active, sweat out the toxins from your system, and the quota of suffering that's given to you gets dissolved. You understand what I'm saying? This is how you can choose your suffering. In Hindi we call it, आप अपने कष्ट चुन सकते हो. कष्ट तो भुगतने ही होंगे, वो कोटा है आपका. You have to go through all of your suffering. That's the given quota that you have. But you can choose what suffering you want to go through. And if you choose that, if you choose some other form of suffering, and here suffering is, Seva could also be suffering because you're breaking. It's making you break your comfort zone. It's making you break your status quo. It's making you more active. Mind does not want to do that. It's taking you into the unknown. Mind does not want to do that. But then you do all of this. So that suffering starts to dissolve. This is how the linkage, the karmic linkage works. Point number 2 on this question. We have to go through certain suffering in life. So what should be our prayer to Ishwara? I talked about human choice. Now I'm talking the second element. What should be your prayer to Ishwara? Reducing the suffering? Because if you do that, you're still carrying the load and it will manifest in some other ways. Ishwar will say, okay, you don't want this, I'll give you in another form. But you have to fulfill that. It's a debt. Bank loan, you have to pay the bank loan. So most of the time we get stuck and we ask the Ishwara or the Guru or the prayers that please remove this suffering from my life. Something else comes up. Some other form of suffering comes up. Then you go back to Ishwar again, say, please remove this suffering from my life. The real prayer should be, listen to this carefully, are two prayers. Number 1, give me the wisdom and the strength to choose any other form of suffering willfully. Give me this wisdom. 2, give me the strength to endure through this. This 100 quota has to be finished in this lifetime. Give me the strength, the Shakti. Give me Shakti and the Drishti, the strength of will and the perception, the right perception to see through this. So if you get the strength of will and the right perception, what will you do? You will first accept this. Okay, this is my doing in some other life. This is my seva I have to do for this child. This is my sadhana that I have to live this sadhana in this life. Perception shifts. This is my sadhana. In this situation, when the emotion of the bipolar patient goes high and low, I stay calm. I don't entangle in the situation. I become little hard and create my own boundaries because I need to take care of my own well-being also. I do whatever is possible to protect this being and to serve that being. That's the seva that Ishwara has given me in this life. Let me not run away from that. Let me accept it. And please Ishwara, give me strength also to do more seva of different nature to the world, so that the burning heat of this seva that's given to me based on this situation, as per this situation, I'm able to bear that and not get entangled. This is what you ask from the Ishwara. This is what you ask from your Shiva and your Shakti. Bal buddhi vidya dehu. You ask this from Hanumanaji. Give me this Shakti to endure. I'm not getting the right job. Give me the Shakti to endure this. So what? I'll just fulfill through all the requirements. All the requirements to achieve my own Shivatva. I will fulfill all the requirements. Have that resolve in you. Build strong Sangha around you. Do Seva to the Sangha. That Sangha will also give you a lot of Shakti. And you're in any case doing Seva to the Sangha. So this load is also getting diminished. You understand? This is the right drishti to look at this or any other situation in your life, and these are the ways to get out of it. And these are the ways to choose and spread out the sufferings. Spread out the suffering meaning not just have suffering from this one incident. Pick up a few other smaller sufferings. Even I see donation is also suffering. People are so attached to their sense of money. When they give some donation, it's very hard. What you've acquired through great effort and great struggle, some wealth that you've acquired, it's very hard to give that away. But each act of giving away is some suffering that you're taking on yourself. Suffering of the mind. Mind does not want to give away. Mind only wants to acquire. You follow what I'm saying? Mind only wants everything for myself. But when you start to open the hand, give out, through Seva, through donation, through any other means that you know, your mind suffers, no? It's some form of suffering. This is deeply ingrained, this knowledge is deeply ingrained in our system, in the Eastern, in the Sanatan system that we live in. And that's the reason, if you see, in the earlier days when people were living as per this tradition of Dan, of Seva, of Sangha, of Sadhana, they were not suffering like us the way we are suffering these days, because we've blocked all other doors and we've just opened this small channel of suffering, and then it's too intense for us to take up, because it's a very sharp channel of suffering. It's too intense then. Broaden this, so impact will be low, and ask for the strength from the Ishwara to go through all the load of the karmic struggle that you have to go through in this life, and be freed from it by becoming awakened. So do more sadhana. Sadhana gives you this strength. Be more prayerful to Ishwara. Ishwara give you this strength. Be more in gratitude to Ishwara. He has given you a lot in this life. Have gratitude. Express this gratitude through the ways of Seva and Sadhana and Dana. Spread it out. And all of this will give you a lot of bal, a lot of inner Shakti to endure all of this. Hope it helps. Thank you.